What's up, Biker fans? I'm here in Stellenbosch, a suburb of Cape Town, South Africa. Specialized brought us here to do 5 huge rides over 3 days on this. The new Turbo Levo SL fits in between the regular Levo and the analog Stumpjumper with a lighter weight, more nimble version that has about a little less than half the power of the regular Levo, about half the battery size, but remarkably more range, and it does so with flickable geometry that's super fun and a weight that can come in easily under 40 pounds with battery, with pedals, with tubes in the tire for a size large. It's an impressive feat of engineering. We've got a different video showing all the tech and talking about the frame. In this video, I'm going to take it out on the trail with you and we'll see how it rides. We all expect e-bikes to climb well, and the Levo SL definitely does. It turns the long grinds into enjoyable workouts, and those hour-long lung burners are no longer death marches. They're actually kind of fun. What's impressive is how well the suspension tracks uphill. I left the rear shock wide open most of the time, even when standing, and never noticed any pedal bob. That's impressive for an FSR suspension, especially one without any kind of brain shock or other platform design. Sure, it moves a little, but thanks to the motor, it never seems like it's robbing any power. Thanks to the shorter chainstays, it also corners really well, even in tight switchbacks, which is especially good because you're taking them a lot faster on the uphills than you normally would. Despite having a motor that's less than half as powerful as the bigger Levo and Kenevo, this thing absolutely motors up the climbs, and it's great for equalizing different skill levels and keeping a group together. When you first turn the bike on, it starts in regular trail mode. Below that is eco, and above that is turbo, and various levels of assist, obviously turbo being the most. The best way to think about it is going from eco to trail is kind of like downshifting to one easier cog, but you're still going just as fast. And then go to turbo and it's like downshifting 1 or 2 cogs, but still going just as fast. Or you could flip that thinking around and use it to shift into harder gears at the same effort, letting you go a lot faster. Of course, the preset modes are all fully adjustable within the Mission Control app, so you can really set it up and customize it to deliver however much power as a percentage of the power you're putting into the pedals and the total level of maximum power put out by the motor. And you can even set up different profiles for different types of rides. So you could set it up with 3 different types of assist levels for, say, an easy family ride, and 3 totally separate different assist levels for like a fast group ride with friends. About having this bike based on the Stumpjumper is it's immediately familiar. You're not having to figure out new e-bike geometry or longer chainstays or anything like that. So even though we're riding new trails, I'm riding it blind, and it's pretty aggressive stuff. It's you're at least familiar with the bike enough to just kind of, go for it a little bit, which is pretty cool.
The other thing you notice is the lighter weight makes it easier to maneuver underneath you, and it's not a total beast to manage through rock gardens and other really gnarly terrain. You can kind of bomb through stuff without getting totally blown out and worn out from dealing with such a heavy bike.
Because it's a lower torque motor, you can use standard drivetrain components. So the bike I'm riding has SRAM Eagle 12-speed, which is nice because it's got finer gear steps than the e-bike specific cassette. So it's just more fun to ride. The way Specialized is positioning the Levo SL is right between the standard analog Stumpjumper, which is 1x-U, and the bigger Levo and Kenevo, which they say is like 4x-U. So the Levo SL's motor is a little under half as much power as the regular Levo, and they say it's kind of like 2x-U, doubling your power. So this is the bike for people who still want to go out and push themselves, but just do it for bigger rides and longer days. When you do end up on super steep sections that just aren't rideable, like this incredibly loose rocky stuff, you get this walk assist button right here. You press it and it'll put just a little bit of power into the cranks to help you walk the bike up. I will say that I wish it had a toggle so you could just click it on, click it off, because when your hands are tired from gripping on the downhills and stuff, and then you hit a uphill, it is a little tired, but you can kind of see like it's trying to push the bike right now. And that's one hand on the handlebar. There's no way I could push the bike like this. And you can see the cranks turning. That's the motor driving it up the hill. It's kind of cool. So just a little bit about these trails. The area that we rode in is full of single track, and it just keeps growing. They actually employ 7 people full-time just to build trails, which is remarkable. Now the funding of that comes from different advocacy groups and fundraisers that they do, and Specialized kicked in a whole lot. They actually paid a premium per head, part of the deal, for them to show us around, and the group used that money and over 3 months built an entirely new single track network climb up to the top, which is huge because before that you had to take Fire Road, which is no fun, let's face it. And so it's really cool because having this event here helped build more trail. One of the most impressive things about the new Turbo SL motor is just how smooth the power comes on and tapers off at the top end of its support. So for the US models, you'll get a max assist up to 20 miles per hour. It's definitely lower in Europe just because of the laws there. But when you hit that, it doesn't just drop off and all of a sudden you're like chugging through cement. It really tapers off smoothly to where it's almost imperceptible, except that you know you're working a little bit harder. More importantly is how smooth the power comes on when you're climbing or picking your way through a techie section. So, you know, a lot of mountain biking, you're like pedaling a little bit and trying to like work your way through some techie sections. It's never gonna like lurch forward as you're doing that and spin the rear wheel and make you lose traction and lose control. So it's a really software driven system that just works really, really well out on the trail.
So there had to be a downside, right? If there's one, it's the noise. The SL motor does not use a belt like the larger and much quieter Levo and Kenevo motor. So you end up with motor noise that's on par with what you find from a Shimano Steps motor system. What you're hearing right here is about what you're going to hear anytime you're pedaling with the assist on.
With this bike, Specialized has done something that other e-mountain bikes hasn't. It's made it really kind of a playful bike. We had a ton of fun when we rode the Kenevo, but that is a big bike. Even the regular Levo is a pretty big bike. You know, this one comes in 8 pounds lighter than the regular Levo with a similar spec. you can get a massive range of price points from like about $6,500 up to $16,500 and change, depending on how much you want to spend and how much fanciness you need. But all of them run the same. They all use the same battery, they all use the same motor, and I'll tell you what, if you think an e-mountain bike isn't going to give you a workout and it's easy, trust me, I am ready for a nap.
For the full review, photos, and more specs and details, check out the post on bikerumor.com. And check out the other video that's going to pop up here at the end of this one for more of the tech overview of this one, including details on the motor and the frame design and everything else. Thanks a ton for watching. If you like this video, hit subscribe, hit like, ring that bell, do what you got to do to make sure you don't miss another killer video from bikerumor.com.